Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where I'm here in the world of Warcraft. And this is one of my little Alliance paladins who I am trying to level up in order to take her into Midnight, because I would like to see things from the Alliance perspective. I currently have her in a dungeon queue in order to jump into a random dungeon. As usual, it's hard to find a tank, and so yeah, I'm cute as a healer because I figured it'd be easy to just follow everybody around and make sure nobody dies. At least that's the goal. I've got heal bots set up so that we have the goodies like the flash of light, the holy light, word of glory is set up on the middle. Ah, there we go. And then I also have macros that are both helpful and harmful based on what I'm targeting. Let's see. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, looks like I'm joining this late. Am I? Yeah, they had somebody quit. Alright, well, I'm locked on the tank. Alright, joining our program already in progress. As they used to say back in the on-air television days. Well, granted there is still on-the-air TV, but honestly, who watches it anymore? Now that we have streaming, it's kind of hard to beat being able to watch whatever I want when I want to see it. Versus back in the old days, it's like, oh, it's prime time, everybody shh, Knight Rider's on, or something like that. And or A-Team, or one of the other shows that I used to watch back in the day. And there were no reruns, well, very seldom, so if you missed the season, you missed the season. And videotapes were pretty expensive, not everybody had one. So if you missed an episode, and wow, that was just that. The fun thing now is that now that we have things available on disc as large sets, I find myself going back and getting those old video series that I never did get to see all of them in order. And binge watching a lot of old shows. Like I was binge watching Starsky and Hutch. It's kind of funny how what goes on in those old TV shows, people would be like, wondering what the heck, today. I'll give you an example. In Starsky and Hutch, the very first episode, this is a little bit of a spoiler, starts with an old couple that's frustrated by the way that the city has been not funding their old folks' home, their retirement home. So they decide that they're going to make a statement by putting a bomb inside a car, which they're going to leave in the parking garage in City Hall, because that'll get their attention. And you go away from some serious time if you did something like that in real life today. I would suspect that you would even back then. But in the story, the detectives are like, well, those poor old people, they're not being treated right, and they probably didn't mean any harm with that dynamite. We won't press any charges, even though they almost killed a bunch of people. It's kind of ridiculous. Another show that's kind of fun to reflect upon is Magnum P.I. I like to think of it as the many crimes of Thomas Magnum. I mean, I enjoyed the show when it was on back in the old days, and I'm having fun rewatching it now, seeing all the episodes again in order. But it occurs to me that like everything that this character does is a crime. They have one where, let's see, he's up against this guy who's like a ninja or something. And whenever he closes his eyes, he's going to strike and kill you. He's got him at gunpoint at one point, and he's like, don't close your eyes, don't do it! And the guy closes his eyes, and you hear a gunshot. And I'm like, how would you explain that? It's like, well, I had to shoot this guy with my 45 at point-blank range in self-defense because he closed his eyes. I'd be like, what? Prison, man. You are going to prison. Or they had another one where he goes and confronts a guy in an airport, and shoots him to death in the bathroom. No police come rushing in. There's like no airport security. And he limps off after shooting the guy dead. Apparently no charges are pressed against him, and that's okay that he brought a gun into an airport and killed somebody. And I'm like, dude, you know, I mean, it wasn't that different in the 80s. I mean, come on. But, oh well, that's TV for you. They're in this magical universe with no consequences, and every episode, whoops, I gotta make sure these people don't die. Everything has to get back to the way it was before. I mean, it's technically a series, but there's not really any consequences from one episode to the next. And they did have like a little running story with Robin Masters, which originally was voiced by Orson Welles, but unfortunately he passed away during the filming of the show, and then they had to come up with a new explanation for Robin Masters. I don't think that they even ever really nailed down who Robin Masters really was. Yeah, was he real? Was he just a persona? You know, it's kind of left sort of ambiguous. I guess I should put like a spoiler warning. It's like, yeah, if you haven't seen all those episodes of Magnum PI by now, you know, spoilers. Of course, Magnum PI got remade, and they had some, I guess, new remake of the series. I did not watch it. I thought the original was fine, other than the fact that, like I said, I reflect on the show now, and I'm like, everything this guy does seems to be a crime. It's an entertaining show, but the premises do require a little suspension of disbelief. Oh no, Zygor! Don't malfunction! Okay, this is Zygor doing this. This is rather inopportune. I'm in the middle of a fight, so I can't reload everything, and this tank is not going to sit still for me to reload my UI. Alright, let's disable add-ons. Do it quick. And now we got to do it the hard way. Keep track of everybody. So now I'm strictly using macros since Zygor decided to malfunction. So I got to keep an eye on everybody's health. Oh, gotta watch my health. I think I'm standing in the wrong place. Alright, let's see if we can get those add-ons back.
You dare interrupt my work.
Alright, so this way we won't activate Zygor. Oh no, they've locked me out, haven't they? Oh, no. Good, good. I was worried that I was locked out of a boss fight. Hey, wait a minute. Where is... Oh, good grief. It looks like this thing didn't come back on the way I was expecting. To be fair, Zygor normally is pretty well behaved, but every once in a while, something gets stuck in there and it starts behaving badly. Whoops, this is probably gonna... Oh, there we go. Actually made it. I'm not dead. See if we can get this darn thing said okay. Oh, shoot, where? I probably have to manually do it. Reload. Is it? Oh, shoot. I think it's, oh, it's 2 words. Okay. Well, this is a little bit more exciting than I was expecting it to be, and for the wrong reasons, too. There we go. We got... Whoa! I forgot about that drop. Ouch! Come on, guys. Let me heal you. Don't run away. You all took falling damage. If you'll let me, I will get everybody up. No, we're not going to let me. Alright, well, do it the hard way. At least I have Healbot to give me a little hand. That way I can keep an eye on everyone. Back on the tank the way it should be. Alright, try not to stand in things. Been a while. I don't know if I remember my way around in here, so I have to follow. Watch where that tank goes. The nice thing about being a paladin, of course, is that you can mount up here on the divine steed, so it makes it harder for them to run away and kill themselves. Every tank wants to do exactly that. Run away, hide behind a corner, and die. Or at least that's the way it always seems from my perspective. And no matter how much you ask them, hey, wait for your healer before you pull, they never do.
Of range.
Oh, you guys better stick close to me. Oh, they want to stay... Well, I have a macro where I tell people, I'm like, look, you need to stay in range and line of sight. If you want heals, tank has priority. But sometimes people get irritated. They want like a completely quiet game. They're in complete denial that they're playing with anybody else. My guess is that it's millennials. They have no patience. They have no communication skills. I don't know what to say. And I've actually been kicked out of a dungeon just for using that one macro and just saying, hi, I'm your healer, you know, stay in line of sight, and, you know, for heals, tank has priority, and they kicked me out. They're like, shut up! And I was like, alright, kid, whatever. I mean, back before voice chat, 20 years ago, you know, back then we didn't have the kind of bandwidth for home internet connections. I mean, the fiber connection that I have today that comes all the way into my place, it never turns to copper. It was just a dream. I was on like dial-up back then when World of Warcraft came out. In fact, I specifically remember, speaking of being on dial-up, is that when the Wrath of the Lich King came out, because it would take so long. Actually, I think I might have gotten to DSL by that point. But it still took. Shoot, you know what? So long to download things that I remember going to GameStop and buying Wrath of the Lich King on disc, just so that I could be able to play on launch without having to sit there for like 2 days downloading the new expansion. Because I mean, we had the option to do it even back then. It's just it took a lot longer. For the amount of space that the expansion took up. Whoops, uh-oh. I'm getting cooked here. By the way, if this is my first video you've ever seen, and you're wondering, like, Joe, are you really playing this game on Linux? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. I am playing on Zorin 18 Core, if you're curious. Core is the free edition of Zorin. They also have a Pro Edition, an Education Edition. Normally, they also have a Light Edition, but I don't think it's been produced yet for version 18. 17 has a Light Edition, and I'm sure they're going to come out with one for 18 here in the near future. But for right now, everybody's been enjoying Core, which I certainly have. Although the Pro Edition, it adds a few things, and I did buy the Pro Edition, but I use the Core Edition here to demonstrate that, yep, you can have lots of fun with the free one, just so that everybody can see you don't have to buy it if you don't want to. I just happen to have bought the Pro Edition because I believe in Zorin's mission and I want to support them. And I appreciate all the versions of Zorin that they've given me over the years that have been pretty good. So I bought the Pro Editions for 16, 17, and now 18. Now, to be fair, most of the stuff that's in the Pro Edition is extra add-ons and goodies that are freely available. And so people say, well, then what am I paying for? Well, you're paying to support the Zorin project. I mean, their servers' bandwidth is not free, the storage is not free, you know, whoever it is that has to run the stuff, it has bills to pay. So, and it's purely, you know, if you elect to do so. So, I think Zorin's great because they make their Core Edition available for nothing. And it's people like me who buy the Pro Edition that pay for it so that you can enjoy the free stuff. But if you can, it's a pretty decent deal. The reason I say it's decent is because I've bought lots of editions of Windows.
Today. Stay your hand or taste the blame.
I bought lots and lots of Windows licenses. They weren't cheap, and whoa, gotta get out of the way. Ouch.
Have some trinkets.
And so comparably, what Zorin asks for the Pro Edition, pretty cheap. So I think it's pretty good. And I'm saying that honestly, you know, like I said, you'll notice that there's no referral code in my links. I did think of signing up for Zorin's referral system. The only caveat is that that referral system requires that you have a PayPal account. I won't use PayPal. They have a reputation. It's not a good one. Where they want to have access to your bank account and everything else. It's like, nope. So I'd rather not be in their referral program than have to use a PayPal account. So, but that's just my preference. I know someone's going to say, but I use PayPal and I never had a problem. And my response is, bully for you. You know, there's lots and lots and lots of other people that you can find online that have had terrible experiences with PayPal. It's generally thought of as pay enemy by a lot of people. So no PayPal for me. Okay, let's see. I did get a couple of talents. It's too bad Zygor malfunction there. Normally I let Zygor advise me as to what would be good, but you know what? I will pick them myself. So rather than fire the Zygor back up if it's in a bad mood tonight. So I'll take that, and there we go. Beacon of Faith. The bad thing is that now yucks up my macro. Or does it? I think it's a new spell. Yeah, Beacon of Faith. So with Beacon of Faith, we can mark a second target and heal them both versus Beacon of Light, where I could just do one. And that is significant because I need to update my macro here. So here, let's see, Holy Spam, Beacon of Faith. Oh, was it already? Oh, it updated automatically. Oh, good, good, good. All right, well, I guess that's not so bad. Okay, I was just making sure it does kick in the way it's supposed to. All right, well, goody, goody, goody. All right, in that case, here, we'll jump back into the group finder. See it saying, hey, if you have a tank, we'll give you some extra goodies. I was like, I don't feel like dealing with that. I just want to be a healer. Now, I think that malfunction we had with the add-on, I think that was all Zygor. Every once in a while, it gets a little ornery, and I have to disable things. I don't think that is Healbot doing that, so we'll just leave Zygor off and jump in here, and fingers crossed, we don't have another malfunction. So she didn't pick up much junk. Oh, speaking of picking up things, let's see. Is this a... Oh. A little bit of an upgrade.
King's honor, friend.
Yeah, man, where's the vendor?
Bless you.
Supplies. There we go. Oh, that's right. You know what? Normally Zygor would sell these things for me automatically. Since Zygor is off, I have to actually click the button myself. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering about the character name, it was kind of inspired by a browser that I used to use that was security focused. But at the same time, it also seemed kind of like a cheeky name. So, games should be entertaining after all, right? Hence the entertaining transmog. A friend of mine once joked, she said, well, you know, the nice thing about Drana is that there's a little something to hold on to back there. I was like, oh, and you're going for a wild ride, huh? She has a dirty sense of humor. Sadly, that friend doesn't play World of Warcraft anymore. But I think my girlfriend would be happy to hear that. I don't think she liked her. But that's all right. I can happily report that friend doesn't play WoW anymore. So, and she was making those innuendo jokes before I ended up with my current girlfriend anyway. So she's never exercised any bad behavior. Yeah, that was one of the things that used to be rather characteristic of my guilds that I ran back in the old days, is that for some reason we seem to attract a lot of female gamers. I mean, in the World of Warcraft, it's always been something kind of a joke that every female character you met was played by a man. And I'll admit that's probably mostly true. However, in our case, they really were women, because as soon as we had the ability for voice chat, I was in there chatting with ladies, and for me, it was all fun and games, just having fun flirting. Some of them took it a little too seriously, and I ended up with some issues. So I've kind of learned not to flirt with anybody online anymore, because what I thought was good humor, someone who's lonely takes it rather seriously. And I had never meant to hurt anybody or make anyone feel bad.
Good.
And, well,
I welcome Onora's
I flirted
rage.
with all the gals,
When the
and,
winds are still, I will suspect the worst.
well, here, I'll go ahead and I'll tell this story. So I flirted with all the gals, and then there was one in particular that I started to get kind of close to. And when all the gals in the guild realized that I had met that one gal in person, they got upset. And the guild basically exploded. And that's when I realized, for lack of a better term, my guild was basically a lot of women that were simping for me. And I didn't realize this because I'm an idiot. Oh shoot, I don't remember this dungeon.
I can spare no hunters for the
That's right, you gotta take a flight path, don't you, to the objective.
Dragon Granith was nearly in our grasp.
Whoops,
when
let me
Valakar's
catch up.
warriors
Sorry
ambushed
guys.
us. We must retake our weapons of war and drive the Nokud back.
Well, I guess
When
dungeon is
Granith's
not really
blood
a...
soaks the ground, our purposes can align.
Boy, these guys are talkative. I guess dungeon is not a very descriptive term for this place, but that's what it is. Oh boy, everybody's dying because they didn't wait for the healer before they started the fight. Of course not. Why would we do that?
Well done! Keep retaking the weapons! 2 more remain!
Want to heal you, but you got to be in range. Okay, that is our tank. Oh, good grief! I guess it's just not my night for add-ons. This normally does not happen. Ah, it's a good example of a bad example. Okay, at least we're caught up on healing everybody. Alright. But it's, until I'm out of combat, I can't turn this crap off. And they're gonna just, well, they have to. Come on. Okay, there we go. Out of combat. Oh boy, this is gonna be hard. It might be time to clean up a couple of things with my WoW installation. I'm not really sure why it keeps messing up like this. Normally it doesn't. I mean, normally I'm able to run around for hours on end with no add-on problems, but lately it's been freaking out. Although, you know, that could be an opportunity. I say this because I recently put up a little tutorial video demonstrating how to install, whoops, oh, wrong button, GOG games on the Falgus launcher. I bet you people would like a nice tutorial on how to install the World of Warcraft on the Falgus launcher. I had planned on doing it with another computer, but I guess I could go ahead and do it with this one, and we could always revise and make like another version in the future if it's too difficult for people.
Nearly there. See to the final weapon.
I'm the only one who can fly here? Oh shoot, wrong button again. I'm used to number 2 is my all-purpose button, but it's also my flight button when I'm mounted in Dragonflight mode. And like I said, I'm leaning heavily on macros here since the add-ons are freaking out tonight.
Worthless! I will dispose of the outsiders myself!
Granite has landed! Strike now!
Your sky darken.
Okay, this must be our boss.
Die! This land is mine! Tremble before primal power!
I am out of range.
Oh, please don't run away from the hills.
Can you stand against my might?
It's a little bit more exciting when you have to heal without the benefit of add-ons, but well, I'll figure out the issue.
This land is mine!
And like I said, it might not be a bad idea to just reinstall WoW so that I can make a tutorial about it.
Die! This land is mine!
Too far away.
Can you stand against my might?
I must get closer. I am out of range.
Gotta get closer if you want to be healed.
Incarnates!
Let's see, where are they going? Oh, well, I guess it will show me which way to go. Hopefully they didn't choose a different location. No, I guess not. I want to make sure this thing's going in the same order that the group wants to.
Truly a blasphemous idol. Continue your work. I do not have a target.
Here, I'll just write another player.
The Primalist's power weakens.
Trying to keep my eye on these health bars. Like I said, I was not expecting my add-ons to have issues tonight. Well, and I guess I owe Zygor a little apology. I was sitting there maligning Zygor. I was like, surely it's all Zygor's fault. It couldn't be Healbot. But it might just be add-ons in general just yucking up tonight. I'll have to figure out why it was doing that.
One more totem, quickly.
It's easier to let someone else do the driving. Like I said, it's been a while. I don't remember my way around this particular map. I never played very much of Dragonflight. Wasn't my favorite expansion. I mean, compared to like previous WoW expansions, this felt a little, I don't know, like a little Pixar little romp here. It's like the land of the dragons. Oh, so majestic. And I'm like, it's supposed to be Warcraft. I want blood. I want to kill. Speaking of blood and killing, if you're not familiar with it, the World of Warcraft originally was based on a real-time strategy game called Warcraft. There was Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. And many of the lands and stories that are in World of Warcraft, the Warcraft 3 was the main one that provided the stories. So, like the Lich King and Northrend and Kalimdor, all that stuff. The Blood Elves was all established in Warcraft 3. for you, one for me. So we can, whoops, uh-oh. Never mind, one for you. After all, the tank has priority for heals. Although I do have to heal myself occasionally. Oh, and it's bedtime. I have to get up for work tomorrow. So I'll finish this random, and then that'll be our video for tonight. Which is fine, because we're coming up on 1 hour anyways.
I must get closer.
Okay, well, I assume the bird knows where we're going. Alright, so next objective. I'm guessing over here. And then the final boss. The Khan.
Clan Ukel has allied with Clan Nokud. Today, they will regret that alliance. They have desecrated the graves of our first ancestors, Tira and Maruk. Destroy these grave robbers and return our ancestors to their rest before they are forced to fight in Balakar's name.
I will stomp on your grave.
Yeah, I remember the very first gnome I created. I made my gnome a tank just because I thought how absurd it would be that a gnome would be a tank. Although I remember, let's see, I also played Lord of the Rings online, Latro, and I had a little Hobbit tank in there. I'm trying to remember, I think they call that Classic Guardian. And I remember that little Hobbit was whooping some ass. I was able to tear through all kinds of stuff with that Hobbit. Whoops, oh, I gotta heal myself occasionally.
Eagles will feast on your flesh.
Will they now? Whoops. Gotta watch the tank's health. Like I said, lots more exciting without add-ons. On the plus side, it is definitely not boring. Speaking of old television series, I never got to see all the episodes of in order. Matt Houston. I picked up that on a set of discs recently. I'm finally going to be able to enjoy it all together. I remember where I was living at the time, they had an outage one night, and there was like one of the key episodes that didn't air. Almost as bad as that one where, I think it was Toledo, Ohio, where the series finale of MASH couldn't be seen because there was like a citywide power outage, and so the city petitioned. They're like, "Hey, man, we had a power outage. Nobody could see the season finale, or I mean the series finale. Could you rerun it?" And they said no. The network said no at the time. I think it was on CBS, wasn't it? I don't remember. One of the networks. And I remember that was a big hubbub back then. They're like, we didn't get to see it. And there wasn't reruns yet. So it was a while before anybody in that city ever saw the series finale for MASH. In fact, I think they had to sit through reruns for the entire series again before they got around to finally seeing it. Now with the magic of streaming, you know, hey, I missed it when it was on over-the-air broadcast, but it's on Hulu tomorrow, and or next week, or I know like Paramount likes to hold theirs like for weeks, because I've been watching Resident Alien, and I believe they've wrapped up that series, and they were holding it for a long time before they were going to stream it. I wasn't going to watch it over the air because I don't have time to set my stopwatch and say, okay, I got to be here at this time, and everything has to stop so I can watch this when this comes on over the air TV. It's like, nope, if it's not on streaming, I'll just wait. There's so many things to watch that I know that they think they can squeeze people into coming back, but it's like, no. Streaming's here. You've failed to endear yourself to the public, and so we are free. Free forever. Same thing with Linux. There is what I have noticed, a very coordinated and wide-ranging marketing campaign against Linux, where all kinds of influencers and other places are all like, oh no, you don't even want to try Linux, it's really hard. Oh, you won't be able to play any video games. That's part of the reason why I make these videos, to demonstrate, yep, you can play World of Warcraft and lots of other stuff on Linux. And if you don't believe it, you can watch me do it. Because I get tired of the shills claiming, oh, that's impossible. I was like, okay, here's a video of me doing it. Oh, it's probably not that great. I was like, yeah, whatever. And they like to bang on my old computer because it's like, well, it's such an old computer. I was like, it's good enough for me. 1080p, 60 FPS, that's all I need. Oh, why do you have that RTX 4070? It's like, for generative artificial intelligence, you know, LLMs and image generation and video generation. If it runs out of the VRAM in the GPU, it runs at full speed, despite how old the computer is. That's the only barrier the computer has, is that it takes longer to load things into the VRAM. But once they're loaded, they run at the speed of the GPU, not the computer. So I'll put in, let's see, what is the biggest LLM that fits in 12 gigs? I want to say I can get 30B models in there if they're quantitized down to, say, you know, for, well, in some cases, maybe even 5.
This is the end, Defiance.
Whoops. Gotta keep an eye on this guy. Yeah, I think 5 km, if I'm remembering correctly, should be good enough for, in this case, this is a 12 gigabyte GPU. Although I have some others, I've got 5060 Ti's, those are 16 gig, and 3090s, which are 24 gig. I've been looking forward to maybe getting some larger GPUs, but then this whole worldwide RAM GPU crisis hit, and suddenly everything's unaffordable. So I'll have to make do with what I've got, because I'm not going to play the insano price game for my stuff. Whoops, hopefully I'm going the right direction. Nobody else is coming with me. Uh-oh. Did I miss something? Where's this crazy bird going? Oh, I guess everybody flew direct. I'm taking the bus. Whoops. And I see why. Oh, come on. Up, up, up. Oh, now I can't fly? Whoa, they landed way over here. Okay, well, I guess I'll run over to join the group. Or are they coming to me? Yeah, you can't fly here. Oh, am I the only one who went the right direction? I guess so. Okay, well, heck, I thought I went the wrong way, but apparently I'm the only one who went the right way. Ah, great. People dying. Oh, well. Any excuse to dance, right? Come on, come on. I'll make sure I'm targeting these people and healing. Well, I guess healing this random manual way isn't so bad. I just have to get used to it. This is the way we used to do it once upon a time. For the add-ons. I played World of Warcraft basically off and on since it launched. To give you an example, I started playing a Warlock, so I was DPS for a long time. And I probably played that Warlock exclusively all the way up until Wrath of the Lich King. So all I ever was DPS. I never healed, I never tanked. And we had a huge guild. So, I mean, during this time, there was no such thing as the Dungeon Finder. So you had to put a group of players and had to intentionally go to the dungeons and get yourself there in person. So back in the old days, warlocks, well, I believe they still do, but they had this summoning ability, and so warlocks were very popular. Everybody wanted to have a warlock in their group, because as long as the warlock was in the dungeon, you could summon everybody else. So there was no excuses for, people dragging their heels and taking a long time to get there. And so I remember when the patch came out, they added the meeting stones, and I was so mad. I was like, hey, you took my bit. Everybody loves warlocks because we could summon, and now you're letting everybody summon. All the riffraff and scum are going to run to that darn meeting stone and summon everybody, and then what am I, chopped liver? And but later Blizzard kind of threw us a bone, and they changed the summoning for warlocks so that we could summon inside an instance. So suddenly warlocks were valuable again, because back when the old dungeons were big, I mean, Wailing Caverns, for example, boy, kids today, they wouldn't be able to take it. It was basically a miniature. It was basically prepping you for raiding. That dungeon was big. People would get lost in there. Now they basically cut it in half, and it's a shadow of what it used to be. That's part of the reason why there's such a interest in classic gaming, and vanilla style gaming on those bad servers. But yeah, that's why a lot of people still play. Whoops! Shoot! Another fire. Thank you. Darn it. Well, hopefully I'm not anywhere nearby. I'll have to look and see. You know how it is. The state's always on fire.
I am out of range.
Your skulls will shatter beneath my hooves! Slash and skewer! The weak must die. You will be
Oh!
trampled into
Got
dust.
hit in the back. Ouch.
Too far away.
Not a nice guy.
You cannot stand against me! If the eagle will not give you the power, I will take it. This land is our birthright! Thunder and lightning! The true power of Onara! Fear my wrath!
One thing I always thought of interesting while I was musing to myself is it never made any sense that in the World of Warcraft you have so many sentient races that are all on the same planet. What would make more sense would be if they were aliens. And in the case of orcs in the World of Warcraft, they are. They're little green men from outer space. Since they came from Outland through the Dark Portal. It's kind of like the same principle as Stargate. That's another series that I picked up on disc, Stargate. Although, Stargate Universe, I fell asleep watching it. I've never even seen the end of it. Okay, I think that was the end of our dungeon, and there we go.
Thalakar's weapon will be broken.
Okay, I don't think there's any
He will
loot
not take a place of
that I haven't
honor
looted.
with
I think it was
ancestor
him.
Khans.
I was just looking around to see was there a chest. Sometimes the loot doesn't
My
pop up
thanks,
until the very end.
outsider. Onara now flies free, and without Balakar's influence, Clan Noku.
And I noticed
may
nobody's
heal.
left yet. Just wondering what they're waiting for. But there's no other loot to be had.
Daughters of Tira smile on you. Farewell.
Oh, okay. Now they're satisfied, and so they're all hopping out. And I will do the same. Yeah, I felt like walking through the portal. I could just hit leave instance group, and I will here in a moment. Because they may want to requeue, but I have to go to bed. I have work tomorrow. Well, that's provided the office hasn't burned down. Alright, so got a little random levels. I still have a little ways to go before she'll be ready to go to midnight, but you know what? I'm guessing just a couple more hours of random dungeons would do it. She gets so much XP from doing that, plus she'll be here getting rested experience in the city, and the nice thing about the way that this set is designed, the rested experience is consumed at a reduced rate when you have a full set of heirloom weapons and gear. So that's the appeal of getting that, is it makes it easier to level up your characters. Not only that, but I also get the warband mentoring leveling boost, so all my experience gained is increased by 25% anyways. And then, like I said, the rested experience is consumed a lot more slowly thanks to the gear that I'm wearing. So it should make it easier for her to level up So join me next time here on Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming channel, where I'll have more fun in the world of Warcraft as I level up Pale Moon and I get her ready to go into midnight. And that way I can see things from both the perspectives of both the Alliance and the Horde. What I'm chiefly curious about is, how things look when you're an Alliance character going to Silvermoon, which, and normally going to Silvermoon would get you killed because it's not friendly territory. But I think for Midnight, they've gone and changed that. In fact, here, you know what? That'll be one last thing I'm going to do just to satisfy my personal curiosity. I was about to log out, and I thought, there is one thing I've been wondering about, and I thought, you know what? I'll take you along with me. My suspicion is that, let's see, in the Three Kingdoms, so let's see which flight point would be closest. Oh, wait a minute, you're not the flight master. It's been a while. And that's the flight trainer. Oh, come on, which one's the flight master? As you can, there we go. This guy with this icon.
Greetings.
I don't play the Alliance that much. I do play them. Oh. So you can fly straight to the city. I was wondering whether or not Silvermoon is still considered hostile until you get to midnight, but maybe they've changed it for the whole game. Well, it's kind of disappointing. That means that all the old quests would be gone. That can't be right. It's got to be that the original must still be there, and it probably gets phased at some level. I may already be beyond the level that it requires. I guess I could always create a new Blood Elf and see where they pop out. Who knows? Maybe they did change it. I was not expecting it to allow me to fly to the city. I was thinking that Silvermoon would remain hostile and with the old content until I was the level enough to get to midnight and then went through the introductory quest in order to unlock that expansion. I'm frankly surprised because I have not done it on the Alliance at all. However, maybe it's enough that I got the achievement, and does it pass over to Alliance as well from the Horde? Let's see. I don't know where it would be. I know I received some achievements in order for completing things during the launch event here. I'm looking at the time. I'm actually a little bit over. Normally I would make these only an hour, but I really want to satisfy my curiosity here. Had a lot of fun times here. Lots of good memories. I think that's probably what keeps World of Warcraft going more than anything else is nostalgia. There are millions of people who have played WoW over the years, and I know that they come back from time to time to check out the various different expansions. Based on what we see in terms of population, people will come back for a new expansion, play through the content, and then quit. And I might even do that myself, because I've got so many games in my own library to play and have fun with. For example, I went ahead and I did it. Boy, you know what won me over was I saw some gameplay video of someone picking up a cat and stroking the cat. And then I found out you can gear up the cat. I was like, okay, I'm sold. The game I'm talking about is Crimson Desert from Pearl Abyss. I was curious to see, because one of the things everyone's like, oh yeah, it's great, it's fantastic, it's this, it's that, or other people are like, oh, I refunded the game because I hate the controls, blah, 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 you know. So it seems to be rather polarizing. It's people either love it or they hate it, but everyone agrees it's very big and it's got lots of stuff to explore. And I believe it was originally going to be an MMORPG, and then Pearl Abyss changed their mind for whatever reason, and now it became a single-player game, which I thought, you know what? This is it. This is the game I've been waiting for. I mean, I really enjoyed Skyrim. To be honest, I haven't finished it. I still need to go back and do that. I mean, hell, for that matter, I haven't even finished Elder Scrolls 3. But someday. And I loved how big those worlds were to run around in. There were so many things to do and explore. Well, because Crimson Desert was supposed to have been an MMORPG, it has even more nonsensical, silly things to do, like you can befriend a cat and make that cat your buddy, and then the cat will go and grab loot for you, and you can gear the cat up, and you can give him armor and a little bag to wear, and all kinds of stuff. Or you can do it with other animals. And I saw players recently petitioning Pearl Abyss saying, we want to have domesticatable bears. Oh boy, people are messaging me like crazy tonight. I'm hoping it's not for bad reasons. I'll check my messages here in a minute. Just want to get to Silvermoon and look around real quick. I was not expecting there to be a flight point there ready to welcome me. Normally, in the old days, we could go to the island because it was, the Isle of Quel'Danas was open for, as you can see, level 25 to 30 for everyone to do their dailies. And Eversong Woods is still showing 1 to 30. That's why I'm wondering what will be waiting for me. Will I be immediately killed when I'm landing? Because everything is still phased as the original hostile city? Or will I land in the neutral Silvermoon? Because as I was playing through with the Horde, I was surprised to see a lot of Alliance characters in the city. But then again, the whole expansion seems to center on the Quel'Danas and Silvermoon in particular, so maybe they made it neutral for everyone. I work a lot of hours. I have not had a chance to play very much of Midnight, so I'll be honest, I don't know. So, I know someone's probably like shouting at the screen, Joe, how can you not know? It's like, Joe only has so much time to play. I mean, there are times where recently I was sick, and they told me, stay home, don't bring that stuff to work. And I thought, okay, oh, game time. Oh, but my voice is terrible. And, most of the time when I'm making videos, I want to be able to talk to everybody or stream when I'm talking to people. And it was kind of hard when, my voice was very hard. This is a very long trip. One interesting thing I think about Midnight is that it finally changes one thing about Eversong Woods and Silvermoon that's kind of lingered all the way up until this point. Because it was considered a Burning Crusade zone, there was no flight available back then. Well, I mean, there was flight at the very end of Burning Crusade, but because you could fly an Outland once you got to max level, and then got yourself a flying mount. And I did all the dailies in order to get those various different dragons, and Although I have to admit, that was one of my laments about Burning Crusade. I know it's how many years too late, but I remember kept thinking to myself as I was grinding, going towards eventually getting a flight, because that friend of mine that had the fun sense of humor that I was mentioning earlier, she got, she had a lot more time on her hands to game than I did. And she was able to get flight like right away, and she was able to put in the time for it. And so I was always looking forward to joining her and being able to fly around. And I assumed that, well, surely once you get flight, they're going to give you something interesting to do with it. And I thought maybe that there would be daily quests that would only be reachable by flying around. And initially there weren't. So it was kind of disappointing. But eventually they did put in a couple little areas that were daily quest areas that were only accessible via flight. I forgot what it's called. There's this area and it has like bramble thorns and it's got a little canopy of them. And she used to hang out there. That was like her quiet place. And she was honked off, I remember, when the the update came out and it turned into a daily area. Because whenever she wanted to take a moment to go through bags or read things, she would land her character up there. And that was her little quiet place, and yeah, apparently they had designs for it. Ooh, this is a very roundabout trip. Might have been better if I flew there directly with Dragonflight, but now there are no longer any places for me to get off because the Ghostlands doesn't look like they have any friendly places for me. Oh, yep. This is not the Burning Crusade version, because normally the Burning Crusade version it's a different expansion. So you would fly through a well, for lack of a better term, an instance portal into the instance for that expansion. But here, it's all part of the continent. And the scar has been repaired. Or at least mostly. I haven't had a chance to run around on Eversong Woods yet, so this is actually going to be the first time I've seen it from the Midnight version. I was going to quest out here in Eversong just to see what's new. Some remnants of the scar are left. Yeah, because there used to be a little area down here. You quest through the woods, and then eventually it was to go into the remnants of a Scourge base. I guess Eversong has finally been rebuilt and regrown. That's good. It was Eversong was trashed for a very long time. A lot longer than, say, Stormwind, when I remember as part of Cataclysm, probably one of the few things I liked about Cataclysm is we got a new and improved, Orgrimmar. It was nice to see a shiny Horde capital, and, they added a few more polygons because the old one, let's face it, was kind of blocky. And then the Alliance, on the other hand, Stormwind got burned down by Deathwing, and I was like, yeah, go Deathwing. In the old days, half of the city was burned down, and it looks like we have rebuilt. Okay, well, I guess it's all neutral territory. Interesting, because the Blood Elves are still Horde. Oh, this is a player? You could transform yourself. Oh, it's just the player hadn't rendered yet. I was like, wait a minute, you can transform yourself into that? No, apparently not. All right. Well, and that's why I'm working on this character, like I said, to be able to see Midnight from the perspective of the Alliance. I'm kind of curious to see what's different. All right. Well, okay, I've gone a little over my time, but we'll go ahead and we'll leave things here. It's time for bed and to check all my messages and assure everybody I promise I'm not dead yet. There's always somebody worried when they don't hear from me. And they're like, Joe, I tried to call you like 10 times. I was like, yes, yes. I make content sometimes, and I don't answer the phone until I'm done. Oh well. Hey, on the plus side, somebody still cares about me. So if you have someone in your life who pesters you and is always checking on you, give them a little slack. No fun when nobody cares. Okay, with that, I'll leave you all, and I hope to see you next time here on Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming channel, where we'll have more fun in the world of Warcraft. See you next time.